Today I messed up by not being able to hide the handcuffs from my in-laws. In May, my girlfriend Joanna, not her real name, and I decided to invite her parents to have lunch with us. The lunch was arranged for a Sunday and Joanna told her parents they could come over from noon. On Sunday morning we woke up around 10 we showered, got dressed, put the dishes on the table, put the food in the oven, then we found ourselves kissing on the way to the bedroom. At this point in the story it is important to mention that at the beginning of the year I had given Joanna a pair of handcuffs for recreational purposes. They were simple handcuffs that had one feature, and that feature was, once closed they only open with a key. Going back to Sunday morning, I remember we got to the bedroom and Joanna went to get the handcuffs from her dresser drawer and asked me to handcuff her hands. I complied and she was stripped and handcuffed to the bed. Almost instantly we heard the doorbell ring. I looked at my cell phone and it was a few minutes past 11. Who could it be? My girlfriend had arranged to meet her parents at noon. I still had a bad feeling about it and got dressed as fast as Clark Kent when he puts his Superman uniform. With the stress of the situation I almost forgot that Joanna was handcuffed and had no way to get dressed. "Get the key from the drawer," she said. I opened her dresser drawer but there was no key. "The key has to be in the drawer, I always keep it in the drawer," she said. But there was no trace of the key. Meanwhile the doorbell kept ringing. I took a deep breath and realized that there was a good chance that it was my in-laws. I went to the intercom as we lived on the third floor and asked, "Who is it?" On the other end a voice answered which I recognized immediately as my mother-in-law's. "I think I said to the lady you were early, dear mother-in-law." Her reply, "We came early to help with lunch." To which I reply, "So sweet. Just a minute, we are here with a little problem." I immediately ran to the bedroom. "It's your parents," I say to Joanna. She says, "Please put some sweatpants on me, I'm getting cold." With some skill from me and some waist play from her, the pants went in. I took another deep breath and asked Joanna, "Didn't you keep the key in my dresser drawer?" We each had a dresser. Her indecision about the question gave me hope and I quickly went to open my dresser drawer. I opened the drawer and there it was. I felt like I had found the key to the Garden of Eden. I freed Joanna's hands and while she put on a t-shirt I went to the intercom to open the door for her parents who were waiting at the entrance of the building. We made an effort to pull ourselves together and disguise as much as possible the agitation of those last minutes. After they entered the apartment my father-in-law looked at us and said, "Good morning. I hope we didn't interrupt anything." Then my mother-in-law smiled and said, "Don't be impertinent, maybe they were just playing cops and robbers." Joanna and I were stunned looking at each other wondering how they could know. Looking at the mirror in the living room I had my answer. It turns out that in my haste to uncuff Joanna and my eagerness to open the door to my in-laws, I kept the handcuffs in my pocket. Don't ask me how, but for some reason they were hanging from the belt of my pants, being visible to anyone who looked at me. For a few moments I only want hiding in a bunker and staying there until the year 2030. Both lunch and the rest of that family reunion were dominated by embarrassment, and in the evening, just before leaving the apartment, my father-in-law patted me on the back and whispered, "See you tomorrow, officer." It's been a while since this happened but the truth is that whenever we are with her parents there is an uneasiness in the air, and all because on that Sunday in May I was unable to hide the handcuffs. As much as I try to be positive, that Sunday in May I screwed up. Today I messed up by falling too hard for a girl. This is probably gonna sound dumb and if there is a better place to make this post let me know. I just wanted to get this off my chest and see if anyone had some advice. A couple months ago I met this amazing girl due to a college program and we hit it off. We became great friends and in all honesty she was my type but I thought nothing would ever happen between us so I thought we could just hang out and chill. Over time I feel like I kept falling harder and harder but I kept trying to convince myself to get over it. Until about a month ago when I blurted it out that I had feelings for her, and the worst part is that she didn't really reject me. She admitted she was kinda into me as well but she wasn't in the mindset of dating RN so I tried to play it cool. We started hanging out more and I realized we kinda started to act like a couple. During all this there are a ton of guys just throwing themselves at her. When I say this girl is the most beautiful woman I'd ever seen I am making the understatement of the year. Drama kept piling up with all the guys trying to shoot their shot and she got kinda overwhelmed. This all comes to a head today. She told me we needed to talk and instantly I knew it wasn't gonna be a great ending. She explained how she wasn't ready for a relationship but ended it in saying she'd maybe think about it in the future. Now I'm scared of losing my best friend. I wish I'd never fallen for her. I wish I could stop thinking about her this way. Sometimes I wish she said there was never gonna be a chance so I'd at least not be thinking about the fact that maybe someday we will end up together. This girl has everything I'm looking for and I thought I had everything she wanted but I guess only time will tell. Today I messed up by getting blackout drunk on a first date. So firstly I need to say this is completely out of character for me. Like I actually couldn't believe my ears when she told me what I did. So I met a girl on Tinder and after a week chatting, we decided to meet at the weekend. There was an instant attraction on both sides and it was the perfect date up until the shots took over. Lots of kissing, touching and flirting. That's the point where my memory of the night stops. Fast forward to the next morning and I wake up in bed alone thinking what the hell happened. I messaged her and apparently at some point in the night when we were kissing, I unzipped my pants and asked her to see what my cock feels like in her hand. Like I'm genuinely mortified in myself. I've never done anything like that in my life. I was just expecting her to say that I said some cringy shit to her and we could laugh it off. Unbelievably she is still speaking to me, but says I've got a lot of work to do to redeem myself, but she will give me another chance. Her replies are a lot shorter and a bit colder. Have I fucked it with her for life, or is there anything I can do to prove to her I'm not a total sex pest? Today I messed up by asking my girlfriend what my male parts size is in atomic bombs. For context, my girlfriend was always interested in atomic bombs, so when the new movie Oppenheimer was released we immediately went to a local cinema to watch it. So today a conversation about the movie came up between me and my girlfriend that led to her confessing about ranking all of her previous boyfriend's male part as an atomic bomb. So here is my fuck up. I was curious at this point, so I asked what did she rank mine. I'll admit it, my warrior is not the biggest, but I've always thought that it was an average size, so I wasn't insecure about it. She said that she would have ranked it as little boy, but that's still relatively big, so she said W54, which apparently is the smallest one ever used. She then tried to comfort me by saying that it's okay and that she is satisfied and all that, but it kinda left me self-conscious and a bit insecure. I'm using a throwaway because I don't want to post how small my part is on my main page. Today I messed up by sleeping with my ex-wife. I have been in love with this woman since we were 12 years old. We're 37 now, we've been married, had 2 kids, split and eventually divorced. I initiated the split, essentially due to untreated, poor mental health on both our parts. If I hadn't, one of us would have ended up gone. We've both since agreed that it was the right thing to do. The problem is that I never stopped loving her, but I did close that part of me off for a very long time, or we would have ended up back where we used to be. In the 5 years since we've split, we've both grown individually, sorted out mental health, careers, everything. Here comes the mess up. A week ago we were drunk and slept together. It was amazing. The chemistry was still there and everything felt right. Again, the following night, while sober we did it again. This stirred up all my feelings for her, in a big way. It was good though, and we seemed good together. I thought this meant we were in a good position and had similar feelings for each other. So I told her how I feel. Needless to say, it wasn't reciprocated. It scared her. We talked, drank and then slept together again. Unfortunately though, she just wanted something casual with someone she trusts, but I wasn't capable of that. We have too much history and there's too many feelings there for me. So now I'm left feeling heartbroken, stupid for allowing myself to feel again, and like the pathetic ex that can't let go. I hate myself.